No! No! What the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, that was pretty much my reaction soon after watching this episode. Yeah, that's how I feel about this episode.
You can swear your allegiance to me now, or you can die.
The girl has work to do.
If a man knows what he is, he must fulfill his destiny.
They're waiting for you.
So, the Dance of the Dragons, or is it the Dance of Dragons? Doesn't matter really. Okay, so this is the episode 9. Episode 9s are, well, they're always big, and yeah, I did a reaction video, because I thought, you know, episode 9, they're big. You can check it out if you haven't seen it. You can just check it out here. But anyway, I'll just dive straight into it. We got Jon. He's coming back to the wall. Not a whole lot there, but the people at the Night's Watch, they really don't like, well, just what he's doing, bringing the wildlings along. I mean, they, when they see One Make Wonder One coming along, they say, "Oh my God, you've even brought a giant." Just like how much worse could you actually get? And geez, the looks that Alistair Thorne is giving, it's just worse than the looks he used to give him in like season 1. Geez, something's just off with all this, really. It's I don't know what's gonna go there. I hope they can trust Jon, and knowing that, yeah, the White Walkers, they are actually a proper threat. But we'll see. See what happens. Then we come to Dorne. Also, and that storyline seems to be actually wrapped up now. Bit anticlimactic, but maybe something could happen more. Maybe, I don't know. So Trystane and Myrcella, they're going to be going to King's Landing. Trystane is going to be a part of the council in the place of Oberyn. Yeah, it seems everything's all grand. And like, even there's this one part where because Bronn hit Trystane, Jaime's wondering, what's the punishment for him? And he's just like, oh, I'll give you your freedom, one condition. And then next thing, he just gets a hit back from Areo, and it's just like everyone's grand after that. Then there's Ellaria, actually. If she decides to continue with this this quest to get vengeance for Oberyn, she is just an idiot. Because it seems that if she tries to do anything like that again, that she'll be killed or something like that. That seems like, well, I think actually no, I think Doran actually used those words. Yeah, I hope she doesn't. And actually, there was this scene also with the Sand Snakes. They've been not so great really this season. Pretty underwhelming. If that's actually the end of them, then that's just the point really of them, you know. But yeah, we got to see like they're locked up on the pink slap thing, and then actually Tyene hits Nym, I think it is. Just she slaps her in the face. Instead, and I don't know, it's a little bit funny, but still, it's one of those scenes I'm just like, yeah, do we need to be here? I don't know. Sand Snakes are pretty pointless. The conversation between Doran and Jaime is actually, kind of interesting. Like, Doran's being pretty cool about the whole thing. Like, he says, "Oh yeah, you can take Myrcella back if you want," and then that's that really. It's all sorted out. Maybe something weird will happen next episode. That could happen. I mean, writing this season has been kind of weird. It's been very varied, so they could do something weird and just bring the Sand Snakes back for like no reason. I don't know. So then we got Arya, and this is interesting. Yeah, Marion Trant comes along. she sees him while she's trying to be the other person. I forget her name actually. I mean, she was supposed to kill the gambler, give him some sort of poison clam or something like that. But then instead she follows Marion Trant, and then she eventually follows him into a brothel, which is weird. Find him like he's asking for girls, and then keeps on asking younger, and it's just weird. Like the last girl he ends up with is just that's just weird. But yeah, weird people in the Game of Thrones universe. I mean, it's been established from and very early on stage. But yeah, what's gonna happen there? I mean, when she comes back to the house in black and white, Jaqen H'ghar asks her, "What's the story with the gambler?" And then she's just like, "Oh, a man was not hungry today." And then Jaqen was just like, "Oh, alright." And I don't know. Does he know? Maybe. I mean, I imagine he'd probably know what's actually going on. Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe just know what's going on. But yeah, actually, I mean, if she tries to follow her, well, Arya ways and tries to kill Meryn Trant, then she'll just be kicked out of the house of black and white, because I mean, she's just not following the rules. She's not trying to be another person, and well, that's that then. So we'll get on to Daenerys next, actually. I'll just Stannis last. So in this sequence, I love the way this sequence opens. Just the shot, like showing the arena just going over. It reminds me actually of a scene in Gladiator. You probably actually, if you have watched my reaction video, you'll I mentioned that, just you might not be able to hear, but I say when I see it. But yeah, the arena looks brilliant actually. So in the arena, Jorah comes back, and I don't know, what is he basically just wanted to get to see Daenerys again, and so he does, and he fights and kills people, and actually it was kind of tense this bit, because I didn't know what was going to happen. Actually, it's not something that happens in the books, so I was wondering, oh god, are they going to kill are they going to kill Jorah maybe? And then when he's down on the ground, and then Tyrion's like, oh, it's your choice now, you decide what happens, like, or something along those lines. I don't know, there is this look on Daenerys' face that it's just like, oh, I don't want to kill Jorah, but then I don't know, maybe I was just thinking maybe she might do something like that, and maybe she might, but eventually Jorah wins. But standing behind Daenerys is a son of the Harpy, and Jorah just throws a spear and just kills out there. I mean, I was wondering what the hell was going on, and then I saw the son of the Harpy. I was like, whoa, and then just more kept on appearing all over the place, and just whoa, they're all over the place. Yeah, they kill Hizdahr Zalark as well, which is, I thought was kind of weird. In the reaction video, I'm saying this doesn't make sense, but like in Dance of Dragons, there's this sort of I guess conspiracy that he's meant to be like behind the Sons of the Harpy in some way, like the leader of them. But I guess maybe he's not. I don't know. I wonder though who is actually. Yeah, I mean, maybe he's not meant to be in the books as well, and maybe we're gonna find out, and it's gonna be a surprise, and it's probably gonna be no one we've seen before, or it could be someone we have seen before. Ooh, a cameo, like someone we saw in, I don't know, season 1 for a couple of seconds, or I don't know. That's gone a bit far, but yeah, I don't know. Who was the leader of the Sons of the Harpy? We'll have to wait and see. Maybe we'll find that out in the next episode. Yeah, because Daenerys is gone now actually, and you know, people will have to, I don't know, sort things out on their own, with actually stop these Sons of the Harpy, because I mean they were meant to be stopped actually, with reopening the fighting pits. Although that is actually more of a thing in the books actually, that's kind of one of the things that's promised with the marriage of Hizdahr and Daenerys, that a stop will be put to the Sons of the Harpy, which is why, I don't know, sort of a leading kind of reason as to why he might be a part of the Harpies. But yeah. So yeah, actually, yeah. Jorah and Daenerys meeting up again. They no chance. I mean, people are going on about the fact that Jorah has the grayscale, and I don't know. I actually did not think about that at all when I first saw it. I was just so excited that finally they're both on the same level, that she's actually forgiven him, and she'll let him back in his service, and then he'll be happy that she'll let me in her services. And yeah, it was just a really happy moment, I thought. But yeah, I hadn't thought about the whole grayscale thing. He was using his right hand, and I think he's got it on his left hand, so maybe Targaryens are immune. I've heard that maybe they might be immune to grayscale. It's a shame, actually, that I mean, Tyrion joins up with Daenerys. He's a part of her. I don't know. He's one of her advisors, and now she's gone. So I don't know. At least he got to meet her, and this has been a really good ride for it, actually, for Tyrion. I mean, he has fun with Jorah and getting being a slave for a little amount of time, and then being with Varys and all that, and then he sees a dragon, and then I mean, it wouldn't actually be a surprise to him seeing Drogon, actually, because he had seen the dragon that first time back in episode 4. I think it was episode 5. It was when Tyrion and Jorah got to Valyria. But yeah, I mean, he sees Drogon, and I mean, of course, he's thinking like, "Whoa, this is happening," and all that. But still, it's not a complete shock. Yeah, Tyrion's going on to Drogon, actually. I don't know. When I first watched it, I was a bit kind of. I was thinking that the CGI looked a little bit sketchy, and I was wondering, yeah, maybe that doesn't look too great. And when it finished, it was just like, not sure what to quite make of that scene. But all in all, I think what the scene is. I mean, Daenerys riding off on a dragon. I mean, that is awesome. Like, no matter how poorly it might be done, it's an awesome concept, and yeah, it is. There is a thing that she does in the book where she has a whip, and she's like taming Drogon to just stop, and then she gets on. Actually, the way she gets on in the show, she always has a look of fear on her, but then by the end, actually, she's kind of a bit more okay with it, I guess. Yeah. So I was wondering, like, why she looks so scared. I mean, how would she get on if she's scared? But I don't know, she is okay in the end. So that's that, really. Yeah, so what is gonna happen with Daenerys? There is a while in the Daenerys chapter where she does fly off in Drogon. It's a while until we have another Daenerys chapter, and in between those two chapters, we have lots of chapters with Varys and Selmy just trying to find out things about the Sons of the Harpy and all things like that. I don't know, we might find out, like I said, we might find out who is the leader of the Harpies. I don't know, we might. I hope we do get a scene like we do in the book, that last Daenerys chapter, because something cool does happen at the end of that, which kind of would answer a question that I've been wondering just for a while now concerning the whole Daenerys storyline. Just been wondering what's happening about that. But anyway, that might be answered. Might be. I don't know. We'll see. So I think it's time to talk about the Stannis stuff. This is the big stuff. I guess in a way, this is where the name of the episode comes from, because Shireen is reading a story called The Dance of Dragons. The story, actually, she's reading it doesn't really have any relevance to the story. What's happened, what they're doing. But I guess, I mean, it is fitting because you got the stuff with Daenerys at the end. You get the scene with Davos and Shireen, and Davos gives her a deer that he made. It's really sweet, yeah. And she asks if maybe he could make a fawn to, I don't know, go with it, and I don't know, so that it's not alone, and yeah. Um, and oh shit, I mean, then Davos just has to go to Casablanca because with Davos there, there's no way Stannis will be able to sacrifice Shireen. Which brings me on to sacrificing Shireen. So this was just depressing, really. I thought. I mean, there are things in the show, of course, that are meant to make you feel like, oh no, bad, like things, Red Wedding and Ned and whatever. But this, it's not something that's in the books, but that's not what annoys me about it. It's because this is actually out of character. I mean, Stannis has always been obsessed with getting the throne, but never to this extent. Definitely not. No, because I've always thought it's been interesting about his character, the fact that yeah, he seems like a hard person at first, but he does have a bit of humanity because he cares for his daughter, and you see a little bit of that in season 3, and you see a bit more in season 4, and then really in this season you see the scene where he explains basically just how much she means to him, and I'll just play the scene now. So you can just see sort of the contrast now. This is Stannis a couple of episodes ago.
Are you ashamed of me, Father?
When you were an infant, a Dornish trader landed on Dragonstone. His goods were junk except for one wooden doll. He'd even sewn a dress on it in the colors of our house. No doubt he'd heard of your birth and assumed new fathers were easy targets. I still remember how you smiled when I put that doll in your cradle. How you pressed it to your cheek. By the time we burnt the doll, it was too late. I was told you would die, or worse, the grayscale would go slow. Let you grow just enough to know the world before taking it away from you. Everyone advised me to send you to the ruins of Valyria to live out your short life with the Stone Men before the sickness spread through the castle. I told them all to go to hell. I called in every maester on this side of the world, every healer, every apothecary. They stopped the disease and saved your life. Because you did not belong across the world with the bloody Stone Men. You were the Princess Shireen of House Baratheon. And you are my daughter.
So that's how he was just a few episodes ago. And then he turns into basically just an asshole, really. He'll do whatever he can to get the throne. Because, yeah, sure, back in season 2, he did kill his brother, but in all fairness, they never had a good relationship, so of course that's still a bad thing. Whereas this is just, you're taking the, he's a kinslayer twice now, but I mean, this time the fact that it's someone that he actually had a really loving relationship with, and then he just goes off and lets her be killed. Just so he can fulfill his destiny. I just Melisandre, just go away, please. Just what is gonna happen to her in the end? I do not want Stannis to win the throne if Melisandre is going to be involved in it in any way. I don't even know if I want Stannis to win the throne at all. I mean, there were times like back in season 2 when he was invading King's Landing. Okay, sure, he was invading it too early, but I was still thinking, yeah, if he was ruling King's Landing, things would actually be like pretty good, because I know he deserves more. And actually, at the time, I mean, Joffrey was ruling, so yeah, of course. For a time, I was kind of like, I was like, yeah, I'd either want Stannis or Daenerys. But now I'm just, now it's definitely Daenerys. I mean, I've wanted Daenerys the most to win the throne, but now I think there's no way that I can ever go back onto Team Stannis. Seeing those things of him and his grammar police, whatever stuff, I don't know. I honestly don't think I can ever watch a scene with Stannis the same way again after watching this episode. Because it's just cruel. It really is just cruel. I mean, it's fiction, and okay, yeah, Shireen wasn't one of my favorite characters, but she was completely innocent. And she said she wanted to help, but come on, I mean, what is up with that? I mean, she's saying she wants to help, and then she's like, "Oh, there's something you can do. You can just die. You can die for me. Yeah, you can. That's what you can do to help." Oh, jeez. Oh, I'm actually just not looking forward to seeing Stannis doing anything else in the show, really. If the Boltons do anything to him, I'm kind of like, yeah, fine. If you've been watching these reviews from the start, you'll know from episode 1 I've been wanting, yeah, Stannis go to Winterfell to, you know, take the Boltons away from there. I'm kind of like, whatever, really. Like, just do what you want, Ramsay. I mean, I hate Ramsay, but if you're gonna do something to Stannis, then by all means go ahead. I don't want him to win. I really do not want him to win. Yeah. What is going to happen in Winterfell though now? I mean, I hope that Theon can get away with Sansa, and that maybe Brienne can be involved in it all. That would be pretty cool. I know Brienne is going to come back in next episode. I don't know. The next episode is called Mother's Mercy, and people think a certain character could come in, and I think maybe they could come in because they do have sort of an involvement with Brienne in the books, just a little bit. I don't know, really. They could, if they come in, that'd be cool. It'd be really cool. But if this character is never in the show, I don't think it's a great loss. Unlike another character which apparently is not going to be in the show. I am quite baffled by that, honestly, since they are important. But yeah, Mother's Mercy, I think that has something to do with Cersei. It seems most likely, really. Yeah, Cersei, jeez. She's doing really bad these days, being locked away. And yeah, something's gonna happen to her that's gonna be not so good for her. I wonder how far they'll go with her storyline, actually. Because her storyline's kind of left on a cliffhanger in a way at the end of book 5. so maybe that might continue. I don't know. Yeah. Curious, how will this finale be? Apparently, according to the actor of Podrick, I think it is, who said episode 10 will break the internet. We'll have to see. I'll do a reaction video to it. If I feel like, I don't know, my reactions were good enough, I'll post them for you to see. Pretty weird episode all in all. I honestly do not know what to think of it. I mean, you got the Dorne stuff, which is kind of underwhelming all in all. The Arya stuff is actually quite interesting. Jon stuff, really not a lot to say about that. Daenerys stuff, that was made up for what happened with Shireen. I was depressed after seeing that Shireen stuff, but I was actually cheered up seeing Jorah and Dany reunited in a good manner. Because I mean, the last time they were reunited, I mean, she just didn't just go away. But yeah, all that stuff made up for what happened with Shireen. But yeah, I just don't like Stannis anymore, and I'm not in the minority here. I think most people hate Stannis now. I don't know, would there be a lot of people who could actually think that was a good thing and it really helped the character or something? I don't know. I mean, I guess in a way it sort of helped make him show his devotion to the throne more, but not in a good way. I mean, we've seen his devotion before, like with killing Renly. I mean, that was bad enough. I mean, sure, I didn't really like Renly that much, but yeah, that was bad. But we need to get another, someone he actually cared about. I just don't understand you, Dan and Dave, the writers of the show. What are you doing? Killing Barristan Selmy in the stupidest ways possible. Having these sand snakes that come across cool at first but do absolutely nothing. And then doing this to Stannis, which makes him a completely unlikable character that I don't think he can be redeemable in any way. I mean, I don't know. Maybe something could happen. Maybe. I don't know. I mean, Theon's still one of my favorite characters, and he's done bad things before. But he kind of redeemed himself in a way, just through what he goes through in season 3. But Stannis, I don't know. It'll take a lot for me at least, to redeem himself. So that's all I have to say about, that's all I have to say about Dance of Dragons. I'll post my review of Mother's Mercy as soon as I can when I've seen it. Check out my reaction video if you haven't seen. So thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more.